Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to Shenmue 3. I do love me some Shenmue 3. Right now, we are in the port city of Niaowu, I believe is how you pronounce it. We started the game off in the sort of small country village of Bailu. And now we're in Niaowu, which is a huge change of pace. This city is pretty massive as compared to Bailu. There's a lot more to do, and there's a lot more places to search, which makes finding our companion Shenhua's missing father a lot harder. You can see the city out there, or at least the port. We are staying in this lovely hotel room. We do have to work a job to pay rent here. We have this lovely photo of 5 Americans. The thing I adore so much about Shenmue, I mean, there are many things, but it's how lived in and naturalistic and realistic the world feels. It just feels like an actual living setting. Like you're living someone's actual life as opposed to many other open world games, which only show you the interesting or exciting parts. I feel like Shenmue 3 is about the mundane beauty of life. Thankfully, we have so much cash. We can pay our rent very easily. There are a lot of ways to make cash in the city.
Good morning.
Hey, Shenhua.
Be careful out there. Those thugs are out there somewhere.
Yes, the thugs, which we believe kidnapped your father.
You should watch out too.
They might have, they might not have. We'll see.
Stay away from anyone suspicious looking. Then come find me.
Okay, I will.
Ryo's very protective of Shenhua. That's the thing about Ryo, is that he's on a quest for vengeance because his father was murdered by the villainous Lan Di. People keep telling him that vengeance is a bad idea, and he keeps getting the people he loves in danger, you know, as tends to happen when you're out on a roaring rampage of revenge. It tends to put the people you love in danger, but he never listens. He continues on his quest for vengeance in spite of how often people tell him it's wrong. But now's not the time for that. Now's the time to chop wood.
Chopping wood, huh?
Pretty much everything we're going to be doing in this video, it's not on the critical path. Shenmue, all 3 Shenmue games take place in living, real settings, and you can just kind of go around doing whatever you like. And we have a morning routine we do here. We get up, we chop some wood. First thing after leaving the hotel, because it's a quick and easy way to make money. And then after chopping wood, we're going to buy food. And then after buying food, we're going to train at the Kung Fu Dojo. And we're going to start up a martial arts tournament and see where it goes from there. Presently, our overarching goals, aside from, you know, saving Shenhua's father and avenging our own father, involve saving up enough to buy a really, really cool jacket and saving up enough tokens, which are independent of regular currency. Tokens you get from playing arcade games and such. We're also trying to save up enough tokens to get a cool shirt. So those are our current goals. Save Shenhua's father, avenge Ryo's father, Ryo being our protagonist, and get a cool shirt and a cool jacket. It's going to take quite a while to get a cool shirt and a cool jacket, though. Saving up 3,000 yuan? I'm not sure how you pronounce it. The currency is one of those two things. But saving up that much money, no easy feat. Certainly possible. But you gotta tackle it day by day. Just like in real life, you know? You can't go getting it all at once. That's something that Shenmue tries to instill in the player, and Ryo both, is that you've got to take time. You gotta take it one day at a time. Things can only go as fast as they go. You can't make them go any faster just because you want it more. I feel like that's really core to Shenmue. Is that revenge is not practical. You still have to live your life. You still have to exist as a real human being. It doesn't matter how important you feel your vengeance is. The real world doesn't operate on your clock. It has its own clock.
A game can't hurt.
Yes, it can't hurt to play gacha. We're going to get some Various Balls. Various Balls is my favorite gacha machine. Not just because the name is funny, though I think we can all agree that the name Various Balls is funny, But there is something pure about collecting just, like, general spherical objects. Like, colorful, varied spheres. Probably the purest form of collectible. There's something soulful about it. If we get a complete set, we can trade it, or we can sell it. But I'm going to do neither of those. The only reason that I'm collecting these balls is to collect them.
This one is interesting.
There's no way I'm going to manage to collect all of the gacha toys. There's just far too many. But we can at least get the whole various balls set, I think. If nothing else. That's enough gacha for now. I think we have a couple of full sets. Yeah, we have the heavy machine set. And we have the tennis set. But yeah, that's it. So now we're working on the ball set. How much food do we have? We have enough food that we can train with Kung Fu right now. We don't have to wait. Alright, first thing we do when we come over to do Kung Fu is the rooster steps.
Rooster step, huh? Maybe I'll give it a shot.
This builds our endurance. Means that we can take more blows in combat. The rooster step wasn't actually available in Bailu. It wasn't something you could do. It's unique to Niawu. There are 3 minigames you can play that build your endurance. This is one of them. The 1-inch punch minigame also builds endurance, and so does the horse stance. The 1-inch punch is my favorite, but this is my second favorite. Disappointingly, horse stance is my least favorite. It has horse in the name. You figure it'd be my favorite. Unfortunately not. But they're all pretty decent. And, I don't know, there's just something breathtakingly unique about the mundane beauty of Shenmue. That Ryo feels like a real person, and he has a real routine, and he slowly, very, very slowly, gets better at Kung Fu over time. It's not a speedy process. Vengeance is not a speedy process. Real life is not a speedy process. It goes as fast as it wants to go. And like I said, the world doesn't turn to Ryo's clock, or yours, you know? Goes at its own pace. We've upped our endurance. Hopefully that means that our next Kung Fu match will go very well for us. Let's see. We need to recover some stamina. So we'll eat a couple of buns and a skewer. The higher our stamina is, those health bips down there, those green bips in the bottom left corner, the better we'll perform in combat, because that means we'll have more health. Oh, we're looking at the wall with nameplates for the first time?
This name.
Shutsai Lu. He was once a humble man who used to train with us here.
Here?
Unfortunately, he has strayed from the path, and now sullies his name.
Oh, the red snakes are actually the thugs we're looking for.
The Red Snakes. Lu of the Red Snakes. So he's 6 to 1.
Seems we might be able to fight a member of the red snakes. If we go around asking. But for now,
Have you come to train? You can practice your kung fu on a wooden dummy, or polish your techniques by sparring. You can also test your skills in a real match. What will you do?
yes, we want the real match, please. It seems like if we go around asking who knows Kung Fu enough times, we'll eventually come across a red snake. But we also have another lead as to where the red snakes are. They're supposed to be in a particular diner. And we're going to check that diner out tonight. Because they frequent it, apparently. But for now, it's Kung Fu time. We're going to rise the ranks of Kung Fu. We've learned quite a few moves since our time in Bailu. That doesn't mean that we're stronger by itself, though. We've got to use the moves effectively. Got to strike precisely. Avoid the enemy's blows. Can't just spam the coolest moves. You got to think. That was a good one. We got him good.
Well, you even beat White Wolf. That moves you up to 4th Dawn. I have to admit.
This guy's like
You have some impressive
genuinely very supportive, more so than almost anyone else we've spoken with. All right, let's eat the rest of these and then spar. Oh, I forgot to eat one. Sparring is another way to make ourselves stronger. It makes our attack better.
train.
We'll deal more damage if we spar.
Wooden dummy, or polish your techniques by sparring. You can also test your skills in a real match. What will you do?
Time to spar.
You've come to spar, eh? There just so happens to be someone waiting for a partner. This fighter is
Unlike so in Bailu, actually, you could spar with many people, but it seems like this is the only place to spar currently in Yawu. Currently, we're leveling up Hidden Sandstorm by practicing it over and over. This is how your attacks get stronger, is you just repeat them until you've mastered the input. And after you reach level 10, after you reach level 11, you've mastered the input, and your attack can't go any higher. So the only way to raise your attack more after that point... I keep missing the input. The only way to raise your attack more after that point is to find more skill books. Thankfully, there's a guy that sells a whole bunch of Kung Fu skill books. Like, it's insane how many skill books the guy has. I don't think I could ever buy them all. So I don't think we're going to be running out of skill books anytime soon. I think our attack is always going to have somewhere up to go. It's honestly a lot to look forward to. Because in Bailu, you were never quite sure where you were going to find your next skill book. They were in short supply in Bailu. It's a small village. But here, there's so many opportunities. So many opportunities it can be a bit overwhelming sometimes. But that's also part of what makes it so exciting, the distinction in locations like that. Our attack went up. I feel good about that. We're going to need that attack because we're going to be winning tokens in a tournament later today.
sparring.
Nope, that's enough for now.
Come again. You're welcome here anytime.
Thank you. You are a very supportive and kind individual, Hugh. Hugh? Who? I'm certain I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but I only pronounce it wrong accidentally, I promise. Alright, let's chop wood one more time, and then we'll head to buy food for the day. Actually, we'll chop wood later tonight. We can head on to buy food now. I like to get the skewers and the bread and the buns. Those are the things I prefer. Back in Bailu, Rio mostly ate garlic, which was nutritious, but not necessarily the most delicious thing is eating black garlic over and over. So here in Yawu, I like to treat Rio to actual, variety in his meals. Yes, please.
Whichever you choose, you can't lose. They're both damn tasty.
I hope so. I love your enthusiasm.
Excuse me.
Well, hello. I've got freshly steamed buns here. Piping hot.
Well, we're probably going to eat them a fair bit later, so they won't be hot by the time we consume them. Even 700.
Come again.
That feels good. Alright. Now let's get going to that tournament. It's a very unusual kind of tournament it is. Oh, I love this. The tournament's in the Rose Garden. And the thing to appreciate about the Rose Garden is that there's a no running sign and a really particularly long winding hallway with even more no running signs. And I think this is just peak Shenmue, is this hallway. You have to walk through this hallway every time to get to the tournament. It's the same every time. You have to look at all these no running signs every time. And you can't run. The game won't let you. And that just feels like the essence of Shenmue. Don't run. Walk. Walk as slowly as possible to your goal. Because this is life.
It's on! You want to pick up where you left off? Or do you want to start over the
Let's start over. As I was saying, it is a very odd kind of tournament. I've heard this dialogue many times, so we're going to skip through it. Though, honestly, I'm surprised that they let you skip through it. It might serve the themes better if they didn't let you skip through it. Like, I straight up wouldn't be surprised or disappointed if the game wouldn't let you skip any dialogue. Because it's all about making you take things as they come. If you're trying to hurry, you're in trouble in Shenmue, because it's not going to let you hurry. That's just straight up not an option. We might even get enough tokens today to afford that really cool shirt I want from the prize exchange. We'll see. I really like the back fist. It looks so devastating. Yeah, I think we're definitely going to get enough for this shirt today.
Sure. I'll give it.
I can't think of any tournaments besides this one that let you just straight up start over. That's strange, right? Isn't it? Like, it's a tournament, so other people are involved. So you can't just decide to start the tournament over as you see fit. Because then you just get to fight the same people over and over. No one wants that. Besides you, maybe. Because it's a good way to grind for tokens. Come and get some. Come on. No, you come here. Wow, we really got him good. We walloped him. Just one more. Alright, Anthony, you're going down. And then we're going to buy a really nice shirt. I think we'll have enough for the nice shirt. We might not quite. You do have to watch everyone do their Punch-Out style intro. Putting them down like that feels so weighty, feels so heavy. Dead sounds are lovely. I've gotten used to using a wider variety of moves. I used to only use a couple moves. And even 7,000. Yeah, I think we can take her. Might have to use the rest of our food.
Sure. I'll give it a shot.
But we've beaten her before. Well, I have. Only once, though.
Are you ready, sir?
She has the longest intro by far. But if we beat her, we'll just be maybe, I think, 100 tokens away from the shirt, if I'm correct. Or maybe we already have enough for the shirt. I don't remember in particular. It's a really cool looking shirt, though. I think.
That was a bit much.
Gotta be very careful, play defensively.
Strong, sir.
She's pretty tough. Like, actually tough. So focusing while fighting her is a necessity. Oh, she's already down. I didn't need to follow up to that the way I thought I did. I recognize quite a few of our own moves. Not that they're exclusively ours or anything, of course. Yeah, it seems like we've definitely got this. Sweep the leg. Oh, nope. She puts up a good fight.
You're stronger than I thought, kid. Up next is dead. The entry fee.
Nope, I think that's enough for now.
What a waste, kid. The next fight starts at 12:30.
Noted, but we won't be here for the next fight. Just gonna do some 1-inch punch and then head out.
1-inch punch. Maybe I'll give it a shot.
Like I said, just like the horse stance and the rooster step, this builds endurance, lets us take damage better. It actually makes gives us additional green health bips too. Like you see our stamina, our health, and our endurance down there. Getting enough endurance actually gives us additional health bips. Oh, hold on. We might actually be incapable of getting any more from 1-inch punch. I didn't think about that, but it looks like we've already mastered 1-inch punch as much as we possibly can. So instead we're going to go do horse stance. I think there's horse stance in here. That's rooster step. Here's horse stance.
Horse stance, huh? Maybe I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, I've done 1-inch punch the most, so it's not surprising that we've completely mastered it. But that does mean that we can't get any more gains out of it, as far as I'm aware. Just have to keep Ryo even. Got to keep his arms in line with the ethereal green line. That's how we build endurance. Not quite as exciting as the 1-inch punch necessarily, but it is meditative. The whole of Shenmue is actually fairly meditative, I feel. It's just something serene about it. And you know, if you're like Ryo, and you want things to go fast, you want vengeance quicker, you want to get to the bottom of things, then the Shenmue games might prove a bit difficult. But I think if you're willing to take life as it comes, appreciate the world for what it is, truly live in someone else's shoes, then you'll find a lot to appreciate in these games.
Should I keep going? I'll save it for later.
Of all the game series, we wrote that down in our notes. Of all the game series, it really feels like Shenmue is here for the artistry of it. It has ideas it wants to express, it has things it wants to say, and it says them. It doesn't feel particularly concerned with anything besides that. And Shenmue 3 came out almost 20 years after Shenmue 1 and 2, and it still feels like not a day has passed since Shenmue 1 and 2. And I think that's to its benefit, personally. Alright, here comes the part of the day where we look wistfully, longingly at the jacket we cannot yet afford. It's part of the routine.
Excuse me.
Why, hello there. If you're looking for the latest fashions, you've come to the right place.
I don't know about the latest fashion, but there is a jacket we want to stare at as we do every day. Look at that beautiful jacket. It's such a gorgeous jacket. Alright, we're done looking.
Nothing caught your eye, huh?
Oh no, something definitely caught our eye, and we'll be back for it when we have enough money. We'll be a while, but we'll be back. This guy sells lamps. We don't really want a lamp, though. Our hotel room is very well lit. While we're here, we might want to buy some tokens. Nah, because we're still not sure how much that nice shirt at the prize exchange costs, so it'd be foolish to buy tokens ahead of time. We can just do it back at the prize exchange when we visit it. Up ahead is the vendor hall. And the vendor hall also has some shirts. We should actually look at the other shirts.
Hey there, how about a new outfit?
Maybe.
I won't steer you wrong. Buy some of my clothes.
I'll think about buying your clothes later. We'll see. But we have a jacket and a really cool shirt we want to get first. Ah, there's the bun lady.
Excuse me.
Hey, kiddo. How about a piping hot steamed bun?
Does your shirt say Magic Intercontinental? That's a very strange shirt, ma'am. Grilled pork bun? Yes, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of those. And now it's time. It's the time of the day where we go fishing. Fishing takes up quite a bit of our... Oh, wrong way. Fishing takes up quite a bit of our day, but it is the largest source of income. Let's aim. Let's fish for some various balls first. Just a few more various balls. We're just going to pull the... Twist the crank thrice this time. We're not going to go overboard. The shirt we're currently wearing, by the way, cost 10,000 tokens back in Bailu. I really like it. It fits well with Rio's jacket. Alright, one more time. Oh! Oh, we completed the set! That's all of them, right? I think that's all of them. Let me look. Yeah, that's the whole set. Alright, that's wonderful. I wonder which one I'll aim for next. Maybe the arcade machine set. Where's the, where can I rent the fishing gear? It's down here, right? Over here?
Pardon me.
Hi there. Did you come to fish?
You better believe we came to fish.
Which one catches your eye?
We're going to get the most expensive gear. Because even though it is quite an investment, gives us the best returns.
Okay. Good choice, kiddo. You'll
Thank
be
you.
cooking them like crazy.
I agree. It's a lovely choice. The price put me off at first, but it's well worth the investment. Gonna be fishing for the next while. Should probably eat something first.
I think I can fish here.
Absolutely, we can fish here, Rio. That's what the sign means. So the fishing minigame, pretty simple. You just cast and wait. And then when fish bites, you reel it in. It's very, very serene, this fishing business. Much like Shenmue is pretty serene on average. I feel like there are many design philosophies behind Shenmue. Like I've mentioned, I feel like the primary one is to contrast... Oh, we got a fish. Occasionally the fish will try to escape, so we have to turn the pole, jerk it a certain direction. Like I was saying, I feel like one of Shenmue's primary design philosophies is to contrast Ryo's thirst for revenge. Because he does want to murder another human being, let's not forget that. He wants to murder the man who killed his father. I feel like one of Shenmue's biggest design, what's the word I'm looking for? Design goals, is to strongly contrast Ryo's bloodthirsty desire for revenge with the sedate nature of quiet everyday life. Life at its most mundane, its most simple, its most ordinary. And for that reason, the Shenmue games are more reality simulators than exciting kung fu epics. But the fun part of those kung fu epics always was the introspective bits, wasn't it? The exciting part isn't necessarily at the end, when there's the big kung fu battle. It's the part in the middle, where the character's figuring out who he is. The part where he's learning about the world, about himself. So he can attain the necessary skills to grow into a better person. At least that's the part I always liked about kung fu movies. My favorite part of Jet Li's Fearless. Jet Li's Fearless is a wonderful movie. It's my favorite part about the Karate Kid films. That's just the stuff I love. Is the real world life aspect of it, where it's about contemplation. It's about spirituality. It's about thinking about yourself and about the world. It's about asking questions like, who are you really? What does it mean to hurt another person? Is it worth hurting another person? Shenmue has a lot of themes. One of the themes is definitely that no man is an island. That theme is the most pronounced in Shenmue 2. In Shenmue 2, Ryo's quest for revenge puts his friends pretty frequently in danger. And he has to accept the consequences of that. And it's frightening. Because his friends get kidnapped and potentially tortured, and really it's just all manner of unpleasant business that happens to them. And the reason all that happens to them is because, well, they care so much about Ryo. You know, people love Ryo a lot. And that's why they worry for him and go after him and stick with him, even when he does something exceptionally dangerous, like run straight into a terrorist building. It's because he matters. It's because his life is of value. Shenmue 2 probably delves into the themes the most out of the 3 games. Like in Shenmue 2, there's a part where Ryo's kung fu teacher deliberately tries to make him slow down, make him introspect, make him see that violence isn't the way, by forcing him to do a lot of repetitive, meditative tasks that humble him. But he doesn't quite pick up the lesson he was meant to. That's another thing, is that no matter how many people try repeatedly to convince Ryo that violence isn't the way, that vengeance is a mistake, he never quite gets the picture. Even at the end of Shenmue 2, when Ryo first meets Shenhua, and Shenhua recites this legendary tale, this ancient poem. It's clearly a poem about him, right? It talks about this boy who will come from the east, and he has a great unknown power inside him. A power that can destroy him, but also help him realize his goals. Power that will destroy him, I should say, not can. It's very clear that even the ancient prophecies about Ryo are saying that Ryo will be destroyed inside if he strikes out in hatred and violence. And other people frequently tell him that as well. Everyone puts it differently. Some people are more down to earth, less philosophical. I wouldn't say being less philosophical makes you more down to earth. I don't know if that's the right word for it. But, regardless of whether it's a layman or a kung fu master, everyone tells Ryo vengeance is a bad idea. Some of his old friends are like, hey, Ryo, that's dangerous business. Don't get mixed up in that. Please be careful. And then the kung fu masters are, of course, like, vengeance is a double-edged sword. You'll destroy yourself in the process. He just doesn't know how to listen. He's too immature. He is still only 16. When your dad gets murdered when you're 16, it messes some things up inside you. Another thing that makes Shenmue so compelling, I think, is Ryo's character itself. Ryo's a very divisive character. A lot of people don't like Ryo because he's a fairly stoic person on the surface, doesn't display many emotions, very calm, collected individual, and he doesn't express affection very exuberantly, very outwardly. It's not that he doesn't care or anything. We see that he cares through his actions and his statements, but he's not a very emotive guy most of the time. But that doesn't mean that he's not a complete person. And on occasion, you'll find a character who just gets it and outright says it, that, Ryo's got a calm, collected surface, but there's a fiery passion hiding underneath that surface. And of course, there would have to be, because otherwise you wouldn't go across multiple countries seeking vengeance for your father for so long. Like, the 2 months, I think it's been 2 months, the 2 months that it's taken Ryo to get here, it might have been 4, but the few months that it's taken Ryo to get here, that's a lot longer than it seems. And wanting to seek vengeance for that period of time takes a pretty special kind of fire. It's not a decision one sticks with on a whim. And I think that it speaks to Ryo's character. To Ryo's burning fury, though we don't often see it. That in spite of the fact that most of his days are like this, he goes fishing, he just lives a practically normal life in spite of the fact that he's trying to find out who killed, well, he knows who killed his father, but he's trying to find out why and take vengeance. And he's also trying to defeat this mastermind criminal and all this other stuff. He still has to live a normal life, and that normal life never stops him in his quest for vengeance. And it's just a very, very slow burn hero's journey. I think that's all it's ever been. Like, of course, at the end of this all, Rio's going to have to realize that vengeance was never the way. He can't kill Londi. And if he does want to stop Londi, he'll have to do it for the right reasons, not for the purposes of vengeance. The writing's been on the wall since the beginning of the first game, when Rio's father told Rio, you have to keep the people you love close. That's more important than anything else. But you know, Rio was too immature to take those words to heart. So now, even though he has many people who love him, he's far away from them, miles and miles and miles and miles and miles away from them. He keeps leaving them behind again and again on his quest for vengeance, because he just tragically can't understand the importance of his father's final words. And I think it's all just so beautiful. I think there's so much to appreciate about Shenmue. Why the way it is, how it functions, its characters. And sure, there's some things about it that are a bit awkward. Anyone will tell you the dialogue and the translation is pretty awkward. But I think that just ultimately gives it more personality, not less. I don't know. There's nothing else quite like Shenmue, you know? And as slow as this game is, it's probably the slowest of the three. When taken on average, like this one's probably much slower than the other two. There's that bit at the end of Shenmue 2 that completely blew me away. For context, Shenmue 1 and Shenmue 2 at the time of their development were the most expensive games ever made. They cost so much money, it's wild. And in spite of the fact that, wow, these games were insanely expensive, and they have all this new fancy technology, they were no less slow and meditative when they wanted to be. And the reason the ending of Shenmue 2, or at least what led up to the ending, the final act of Shenmue 2, let's say, the reason it blew me away so much is because, in spite of how expensive Shenmue 2 was, the ending segment is just 2 hours of quietly walking through a forest with Shenhua. Very, very slowly, very, very quietly walking through a forest, occasionally asking Shenhua a question about her life, or Shenhua asks Ryo a question about his life. And it's just that. It's just that for 2 hours. Occasionally you jump over a stream or something. But mostly just walking and talking, and nothing else. Just two people getting to know each other. And no game would dare to do that again. Not in that particular way, especially not with that budget. And the walk is so lengthy, of course, that Ryo mentions multiple times that he's getting tired, he wants to know how long it's going to be, because he wants to get to his destination faster than that, of course. But no matter who he asks or how he complains, the answer doesn't change. There's still a while to go. That's always the answer. It's always been the answer. Maybe always will be the answer. You know, you start the walk. Shenhua's like, oh, the village isn't that far, just 2 mountains away. You're an hour into the walk. You ask Shenhua how far you are. She's like, ah, don't worry, we're almost there. These statues signify that we're halfway. Just, no matter when you ask, the answer is that there's always much further to go. You're never almost there. Not really. And I feel like, much like that no running hall, that huge section where you do nothing but walk and talk with Shenhua is peak Shenmue. And it's my favorite part of the game by far for that reason. Because I can't imagine that any other game would even dare. Like, I can't even process the idea that a modern game on a AAA budget would do something like that. And I think that's for shame, isn't it? Because very briefly, very, very briefly, the most expensive game ever made just had 2 hours of walking and talking through a forest. And that was it. There's nothing else to it. I think that kind of beauty, that kind of uniqueness, can't be gotten anywhere else. Not even in most games that people would call walking simulators. And in that way, Shenmue feels so much more true to life to me than any other reality or life simulator ever could. There's just something about the way it earnestly, deeply engrosses you and immerses you in someone else's reality that I don't think any other games have managed. And that's why I have so much patience for it, where I have so little patience for many other games, is because there's a real artistic soul behind it all. I feel like I'm actually engaging in something artistically meaningful and soulful when I play Shenmue. And when I play most open world games, it doesn't feel like the games are trying to say anything or trying to teach me anything or even trying to show me what it's like to live as the character that I'm playing as. But Shenmue's different. It really feels like Shenmue's trying to show me something that's worth showing me, however long it takes. And for that reason, it's also very, very difficult to grasp the concept that Shenmue will end. Regardless of which of the games you're playing, be it the first one, the second one, or this one, Shenmue doesn't feel like a game that could have an ending because it's just someone's life. You're just playing someone's life. It's like thinking about your death. Doesn't really come to mind. So when this game does end, I'm sure it'll shock me. Shenmue games don't really have conclusions or traditional structures.
I'll pass.
Alright, seems we fished enough. Rio doesn't want to fish no more. Let's look at our haul. Our haul. Our big stinking haul. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 fish.
Holy fish! That is a divine catch!
Thank you. Alright, it's pretty late now, so we should probably go check on that diner where the thugs are supposed to be. We eat these buns. Buy some more buns on the way back. How much money do we have now? Okay, a bit over 1,000. That's good. That's a good amount to have. Yeah, we're gonna go see about those thugs now. And maybe get in a fight. Maybe. There's no guarantee. But fighting isn't really the point, of course. Shouldn't really want to fight.
Excuse me.
Hey, kiddo.
Fighting's something you do only when you have to. I feel like part of Rio understands that.
Thanks again.
You're very welcome, ma'am. Your buns are probably delicious. I can't taste them myself, but I imagine they must be good. Ooh, gacha machines. Which ones? Let's see what we got here. We got shoes and hats. Not really in the mood for either of those. The diner's supposed to be up here. I wonder how far up here. Let's ask this nice girl.
I need your help.
Hello and welcome. Hey, mister. What do you need?
I want to go to Blossom Road.
Blossom Road? It's nearby. It's past the promenade. Follow the street out front to get there.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you. Maybe we won't make it there in time. Maybe we will. What are these? We got the heavy machine set again. We got some jet skis. And we got some Shenmue characters in capsule toy form. And what's this one? More Shenmue characters. What's this one? I don't quite recognize that one. What is this?
A game can't hurt.
Yeah, let's check this one out. Let's see. Table set. Oh, it's a bunch of tables. Well, that's just novel. Let's get one. Itty bitty patio table. It is great. I love these. Did you write that down? You sure did. Next to tomato convenience. Oh, a convenience store, huh?
Are you ready?
Very awkward way to ask that question. See, let's get some chocolate bars while we're here.
Thanks for shopping with us.
You're welcome.
Soon.
Also, do you know where Blossom Road is?
Hello, and welcome to the Tomato Convenience Store. Is this your first visit?
No. I've been to your stores in Yokosuka and Hong Kong.
Say what? So you're from the homeland?
The homeland.
Always wanted to work at a Japanese-style convenience store.
Gotcha.
I think this convenience store thing is gonna catch on.
Oh, it's gonna catch
I'm
on.
not used to dealing with people. Let me know if I'm acting strange.
You're a little awkward, but it's not a big deal.
Sure.
Alright, well, it looks like she's not in the mood to answer our questions. Let's ask around here. Gotta find someone willing to talk to us first, of course. You look like you're someone who knows how to talk.
Excuse me.
Welcome to Tough Guy Herb.
Which way is Blossom Road?
I can prepare whatever you need, but it'll cost you.
Oh. I'm trying to find Blossom Road.
Wait, you're not here to pick up meds? I don't know. I'm just a clerk.
Right.
Alright, well, don't get too stressed about it. That's one of the things I really like about Shenmue as well, is that when you want to get somewhere, you have to ask folks.
Excuse me.
This is a dumpling cafe. Come in if you'd like.
There's just so many stores around here.
It's a little further up.
Got it. Thanks a lot.
Alright, further still. Got it. Thank you. We can't run here either, probably because we don't want to upset any tables or mess with these people's fine dining experiences. Let's see here. Blossom Road is that way. Got it. That's what the sign says anyway. Oh, did we get a time skip?
Blossom Road. Is this it?
I would assume so. That's what the sign says, after all. Found Blossom Road. We sure did. Blossom Road's this way. Oh. It's very unusual the game just straight up stops you to show you cutscenes, so something big must be happening. Now, I don't want to judge, but these guys look a little bit like thugs.
Whoops! Bro, that's him. That's the jerk who got in my way.
We did, in fact, beat you up earlier, yes. Oh, there are capsule toy machines here.
Looks like I have you to thank for hassling one of my men.
That is correct.
Let me repay you tenfold.
I've got business with you too.
Like I care.
Oh, yep, here's the diner that they were supposed to be hanging out at. Alright, let's go. I've gotten pretty decent at this, as you can see. Gotta be careful, don't want to get backed up into a corner like that.
What's with this guy?
If we do lose, I do believe it'll let us heal ourselves before we jump back in. Fighting fighting two folks at once is a pretty big deal. Like, there's so much more to keep track of. Alright, just him. I don't know if we're gonna make it, though. That was close. We nearly didn't handle it. Oh, QTEs? Oh, wrong one. There goes Rio. Hey, it's to the gut'll do you dirty. Most important thing is not to panic when the QTEs start showing. Just gotta go with the flow. I've handled a few of the QTE sections flawlessly, but just a few. They come real fast.
Hey, wait right there.
A high-speed chase, perhaps. Wow, this place really is massive. I didn't realize how big Niaowu was, but it's really big. Maybe we shouldn't run through people like that, though. That seems kind of mean. Didn't quite get it in time. Just like in Shenmue 1 and 2, you gotta have nearly perfect timing with these QTEs. Especially in Shenmue 2, those QTEs can mess you up. Let's not run into a child today. Nice dance. That was a really good spin. I saw that one coming that time. That child knows what's up. Nothing to complain about with that. That was just a cute gag. There were a lot of these QTE sequences in 2, but there's been less of them in 3.
Are you okay?
That was close. Nearly didn't make that one. Yeah, I'd be panting too. That was quite a lot. Dodging a fire extinguisher getting thrown at you, that's a big deal. Couldn't have gotten far. Well, we don't know that, but we're going to assume they couldn't have gotten far. Just for the benefit of our health.
Excuse me.
Oh, hi. Come on in. How about some delicious monk fruit? It's great for your health.
I was just talking about our health.
Did any of the red snakes come here?
Oh, you mean those punks with trouble written all over them? Don't get me started. All they do is complain about prices and demand free samples. Then they end up not buying anything. They should be paying me for having to put up with them.
Sounds fair.
Do you know where I can find them?
Oh, they went down that way, yapping nonstop.
Okay, thanks.
Which way is that way? Could you maybe be more specific about which way is that way?
Excuse me.
I've got all the tools you need.
Have the red snakes come by here?
I don't know if it was them, but I heard some yelling over there.
This guy understands. You point.
Okay, thanks.
You point where they went. This guy gets it. Oh, it's nighttime. All the streetlights go on. Every location has this little transition. I thought perhaps it was another cutscene showing us where the red snakes were, but no, it was just a nighttime transition.
Is that really all I get?
Did they come here to start? Oh, Ren. It's Ren.
Making me repeat
Good to see he hasn't changed any.
I might as well just do it myself.
Please, sir. Give me a break. I've got a business to run.
I can't believe how
This guy's name is Joseph Kitchen. I mean, that's Ren, but the guy running the store is Joseph Kitchen. I love Ren's jacket so much.
tell I'm buying some chow mein.
This is no time for jokes.
There you go with that scary face again.
What the hell are you doing in Niaowu?
You remember hearing Zhu Yuan Da's story back in Kowloon?
About what?
Treasure. I'm talking about treasure. The scent is so strong I can practically smell it.
You...
I'm gonna walk around some more. See ya.
Ren hasn't changed at all. Not even a little bit.
That Ren could easily pass for a red snake.
Agreed. But he's our friend.
Back to the bustling diner I go.
Maybe next time, Rio. It's pretty late. Sorry about our friend, Mr. Joseph Kitchen's fried noodle. I'm a little bit turned around now. Go this way. Yeah, but it's pretty late, so we'll probably have to go to the Bustling Diner tomorrow. Not a lot happened today in terms of finding more clues, but we know Ren's here. It's always good to have Ren around. No clue how he got here exactly, but...
Excuse me.
Care for a little something cooked in scallion oil? They're all winners.
Sure, I haven't tried your food yet. Sure, let's, why not? Let's try something new.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's a wide variety of culture and cuisine here. I don't want to just eat the same thing all the time. Yeah, we're gonna head back. If we make it back to the wood chopping guy in time, we'll chop some wood before bed. But otherwise, it seems like that's it for the day. It is very quiet out this late. Understandably, it is so late after all. Oh, I almost forgot. We should check the prize exchange if they're still open to see if I can afford that shirt. Because if I can, that definitely takes precedence over chopping wood. We can always chop wood in the morning, but that depends if the game place is still open. We are running low on time. It's almost 9. I mean, it's almost 8, but that's just a short hop away from 9. Seems the game store is still open. Don't know for how long.
Hi.
I hope this new machine's worth it. I at least need to make my money back.
Okay. Well, I hope it's worth it too. Let's see how many tokens that shirt costs.
Here to exchange for prizes? You can trade in your tokens here.
Assuming one of the prizes is a shirt?
We've got a
Yes.
Great selection.
7,470. Yes, we have enough. Give me that shirt.
Here you go, sir. Remember, you can sell your prizes at any local pawn shop. They come in handy when you need some cash.
Okay, I understand why you'd say that, but we are definitely not selling a shirt. It took forever to save up for this shirt. Put the shirt on. There we go. That's the stuff. That's what I wanted. I'm sure it'll go great with the jacket too when we get the jacket. Oh, Ren.
Hey.
Huh? Oh, it's you again. This is perfect. Give me a hand.
I refuse.
At least listen to me. There's a life on the line here.
Let's hear it.
This is a real tearjerker. I met this old geezer. His grandkid is getting married, but the geezer is dying. He doesn't have much time left. He wants to make it to his grandkid's wedding. Ain't it sad?
And then what happened?
Ever hear of the almond mushroom? They call it the mushroom of life.
Huh?
It's a medicinal mushroom. If you had it, you could live longer, but it's crazy rare. It'd take forever for me to find it.
And you want help finding it?
You got it. Come on. Can't you help a pitiful old man?
Of course we'll
I
help.
suppose it wouldn't hurt.
Now we're talking. I knew you were the one to ask.
And?
I found out that you can get them at pharmacies and Chinese medicine shops.
Pharmacies. And Chinese medicine shops.
There's not much time. Let's split up.
Okay.
I'll take care of the area from the harbor up to Vendor Avenue. You get the area from Vendor Avenue to Blossom Road.
That's fine.
I'm counting
Will
on you,
do.
man.
We can handle that. I wonder if Tough Guy Herbs was past Vendor Avenue or not.
Chopping wood, huh?
It's hard work for little pay, but you chop quicker than me.
Yep, let's end this day the right way.
Chop some wood.
Of course, young man.
We got a nice shirt. I am very ready to chop some wood before bed.
Just like that.
Got a lot done today.
That's the way.
Met an old friend.
Just like that.
Didn't make any new friends per se.
Good.
But we didn't die.
Just like that.
We could have. We got in a brawl with thugs.
Bullseye. Good.
It's a 2-on-1 affair.
That's the way. You did it. Just like that.
Remember the yellow building, Ren?
That's
Remember the yellow building from back in Shenmue 2?
yeah.
Those were good times.
That's the way.
All 17 floors.
You did it.
We did a stealth segment together. A lot of QTEs. You shouted at me while I was fighting Don Yu.
Way. You did it.
Good times.
Yeah.
I wonder if Ren would have the patience for fishing. He doesn't seem like the type.
You did it.
As impatient as Ryo can be, Ren's definitely more impatient. But he also knows that Ryo's an idiot for trying to pursue vengeance. He's also
Just like that.
very aware of that.
You did it. Oh yeah. Nice shot.
I'm glad we got an excellent before the day ended. Feels good. We'll be back to chop more wood tomorrow.
Impressive for such a young man.
Thank you.
No.
Didn't there are
Yeah, we're gonna head back to the hotel. Oh, it's gonna make us head back to the hotel.
It's really late. I think I'll head back to the hotel.
That is correct. Thankfully, we're next to it. Anyway, that's enough Shenmue for now, I think. I really love this game. I think it's special. There's nothing else quite like the Shenmue games.